Hey guys, welcome back to the MJ Gooner podcast right here for the post-match review. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Just first of all, I just want to apologize for not uploading a relatively inactive me. For the past, almost 3 weeks now. So, you guys know, I actually went back to Hong Kong for vacation, which it was a lovely vacation, being able to see my parents, my home, and of course some of my old friends and relatives in Hong Kong. So I wasn't able to record any of the episode, unfortunately, but I actually did do some sort of recording, just a mini recording through my iPhone. I don't know how the reception is going to be. I don't know how well the sound quality is going to be, but I did actually record a mini how would you say it, a mini video clip, or just an audio clip of my thoughts after the game. Again, it was played 5-6 days ago, so relatively when I recorded this, my thoughts on the game were still relatively fresh. And I did talk about how I kind of wanted to slip one of the podcasts in between the United game and also the Everton game. Unfortunately, couldn't do so. But in that game, or in the later recording later, I will showcase to you guys. It will also include that part of the content as well, talking about Cedric and also Pepe, and also the Champions League registration, and also Premier League registration as well. Just my tiny thoughts on that. I try not to have a very long recording since I'm away. So hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, welcome to the post-match review right here. I know it's not quite of a normal, usual opening for me, but again, I'm away right now, so kind of my mind is caught in between. So let's talk about the game. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Again, trying to keep it short since I am away. I don't have much time left. I only have 2 more days here in Hong Kong before going back to Vancouver, which I can pretty much going back to the closet and record. Hopefully this time this recording will have a better audio than I thought it would be. So of course the game, 0 for Everton and 1 for Arsenal. I mean, we have beaten Everton at the Goodison Park. The last time we did it was 6 years ago. Arsene Wenger back then was still in charge. Last season for him, Lacazette scored, remember that? With a bunch of goals scored that game. Ozil, Alexis, Lacazette, Ramsey, and also Monreal scored that game. Believe beating 5-2 Everton, and Wayne Rooney scored. And how time has changed after those 6 years. And to be honest, I didn't really have good expectation of the result or of the team, because again, same old Goodison Park. You cannot write a script off that, but I was kind of eyeing for a draw or maybe a loss. You guys can say I'm a pessimist, and I am. But this is how I view Everton in general. Of course, they are horrible in the league. For the past few years, they have been atrocious, have been really, really horrible. The fact that they are still in the Premier League, it's quite mind-boggling at the moment. Sean Dyche, last season kind of saved their asses, because I think it was Frank Lampard opened the season for Everton, and somehow, Frank Lampard was sacked, and Sean Dyche replace him, the new manager bound, and of course the first game that Sean Dyche Everton faced was Arsenal, and they beat us 1-0 through a corner from I think who was Tarkowski. I believe he scored that header in the 70th minute. It was a very poor game in general for Arsenal. And yesterday, it was a complete different game. Just utter domination in the middle. And of course, a few big talking points ahead of the game. It's that David Raya start over Ramsdale. And this is a very, very controversial call because having two number one goalkeepers in the team, it's never going to be sustainable. We've probably seen it elsewhere, and even if you have not seen it elsewhere with two number one goalkeepers, you know that it's not going to sustain very long. Whether if Aaron Ramsdale or David Raya is going to battle it through, who's gonna be a winner? I mean, at this point, a lot of Arsenal fans can be very sentimental with Aaron Ramsdale because, to be honest, Ramsdale had definitely saved our asses last season for so many games. Let's point out, the game against Liverpool, right? We could have lost that game, but getting that 1 point in the end was pretty much crucial, I guess, even though it wasn't quite enough to win the league. But there are other games as well where Ramsdale did stood out, drastically compared to 2 seasons ago. And never would have imagined Arsenal signing David Raya for a loan fee of $3 million, and I just can't believe it. I mean, at this point, David Raya replacing Aaron Ramsdale, especially when Aaron Ramsdale just played or just replaced Jordan Pickford over the last weekend, or actually over the last few days against Scotland. I believe they beat Scotland 3-1. And Aaron Ramsdale was pretty much so in that game, was kind of established himself as the number one goalkeeper. And by the time when he goes back to Arsenal, his confidence might have been boosted because of that, being the potential number one goalkeeper for England. And all of a sudden, Mikel Arteta told him, he's going to be on the bench today. And David Raya was going to play, and he did magnificently. And to me, I'm okay with competition, but both of them are very good. I mean, eventually, I think right after the game, we heard about rumors going around by Munich and Chelsea. They might be looking at Aaron Ramsdale as the goalkeeper option for the summer. Don't mind going to Chelsea, but if he goes to Bayern Munich for a sizable fee, 80 million, 70 million plus, or he can actually break the goalkeeper fee record. I believe it was previously held by Kepa, 80 million. Then if we somehow sell him for more than 80, then I believe Ramsdale can go to the exit door. But again, I don't really want to say this kind of stuff because it's nothing determined yet, but at the same time, I'm quite excited to see the future of the goalkeeping position. So let's talk about the game. Big game, of course. Vieira coming on for Kai Havertz, I believe. Vieira, it's long overdue. He should have started in that position a long time ago. Not a long time ago, maybe a few games ago. But I think this game also shows how, why we needed Vieira, even though he didn't quite contribute any assists or goals, but the whole influential play that he had today was magnificent. Of course, we have a few shots. Of course, it was off target. I mean, Vieira came on one, but of course, I'm just trying to go into the talking point very early on. Of course, I believe the big topic was the offside goal that Martinelli scored. That was a brilliant finish, but that assist was also phenomenal from Vieira. But prior to that, the build-up was an offside called. I don't know the rules about it too much, but from what I understand, or at least from what I thought from the offside rule, is that because Gabriel's intention in that play was to pretty much, play it sideways. I think it was Beto ricocheted the ball off himself all the way to Nketiah, which his trailing leg was still behind the offside line, which resulted in the offside call. Well, I mean, I'm not an expert in terms of reading the rules or officiating the game, but I really thought it should have been an onside. I mean, that's my personal opinion. Of course, it would be different compared to, it would be compared to, I'm brain fart right now. I forgot what I'm trying to say. So yeah, let's move on. But yeah, to me, I think that would have been, or that should have been, or to my understanding, to my definition, I thought that should have been an onside goal. But you know what? Rule is the rule. And then later on, 5 minutes later, Martinelli picked up a muscular injury. Didn't quite know the extent of it. Has to be a hamstring based on where he was grabbing at the back of his leg. And it's a shame, to be honest, because Champions League is right around the corner. 2 days, or actually 3 days away from now, and we lost a big firepower up front. We don't know how strong PSV is going to be this season, but without Martinelli, for hamstring injury, he's going to be out for a guaranteed 2 to 3 weeks, and potentially missing, the Spurs game and also the City game as well, which is going to terrify me, to be honest, because those are the biggest games that Arsenal could have played in that weekend. Champions League, first Champions League game for more than 5 years, I believe so. I'm playing against Spurs, a very good Spurs. I hate to say that, but Spurs looking very good. And then, of course, against Man City as well, trying to tighten that gap right now. But Trossard coming on right there. Honestly, Trossard did fine. He actually, I criticized him a little bit when I was watching the game. It's the fact that he wasn't quite, got into the game or quite 100% warmed up. Even Zinchenko, Declan Rice, and the whole game, they've been playing very well. But again, I felt like we are pretty much every time one mistake away from, conceding a big goal. And I believe Declan Rice made a mistake. Trossard also made a mistake as well. Zinchenko also made a mistake. Bad passes or just bad play in general, allowing Everton to try to beat us on a counter-attack. Again, I believe a couple of years ago, or even last season, where they kind of using those physical players, Onana, Idrissa Gana Gueye, and also Calvert-Lewin, to play that kind of a deep press against Arsenal. Of course, this season they have Beto as well, against a similar type profile of a player. And yeah, there were a couple of times where Decore looking for a penalty. I remember at one point. Beto, I believe there's a few shots on target, but it was, straight at David Raya, if not over the bar, something like that. But in general, Trossard came on. I was a little bit worried with his form. Seems like, he wasn't quite, feeling himself. I know he scored a goal over the weekend against Belgium. So his shooting bull will be, will be back, isn't it? In the second half, we started pretty brightly, to be honest. I think it was a play to Martin Odegaard. And you know what? If he is a truly world-class player, he is going to become a world-class player, but not yet. There's still some aspect of the game where I believe he could be done better. In that situation, it was straight at Jordan Pickford. It was a good save, but it was for the camera as well. Could have probably placed that one to bottom left corner if he can, or probably drills it, accurately to the top right corner. But good save from Jordan Pickford, and we're still in the game. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel like we're going to win this game. But despite that, our domination throughout the game has been amazing. 78 possession in the first half and 72 possession in the second half shows that, we're able to control the game better, despite not having Kai Havertz in the team, and despite having a player like Vieira with his, I don't want to say he has, he lacks that physical physique, because you can see his better, right? But a very physical game in the middle. I thought, you might need Kai Havertz in the game, but Vieira did very well. Of course, he took command. He has become more responsible on the ball as well, driving down the line on the left-hand side, being able to keep possession of the ball as well, feeding a few nice passes as well. So, and then the 55th or 60th minute, finally scoring the goal. It was from a corner kick, but I can't believe right now for us to score a corner kick like that. This is pretty much our tactic at the moment. Bukayo Saka with another assist. It was a corner kick on the right-hand side. Again, a short corner to Vieira, to Zinchenko. Zinchenko finds a little bit of space for Odegaard, allowing or drawing Dwight O'Neal out of his position. And Bukayo Saka is free. Squares one up in the middle to Leandro Trossard. And what a goal that was. I mean, from that angle, all right, he has to open up his body to, to pinpoint that goal, accurately. I don't know how he did it. I know he is a brilliant, a shooter, but no way in this world he would have scored that one without curling or anything. It was a very quick thinking from him, fast feet, just allowing the ball hits the side of his foot or the inside, inside of his foot, and let the ball guides to the inner post. That little sound of hitting the post was so satisfying. Trossard makes it 1-0. I believe that would be his second goal of the season after the Community Shield goal. But that was brilliant work from Arsenal. But more importantly, an amazing finish by Trossard. And in the end, we held the game pretty well towards the end. Kai Havertz came on, did a bit of a cameo, which I thought he played pretty well. I don't think Jorginho came on, but Tomiyasu came on, played pretty well as well. And I thought Arteta's going to sub on Aaron Ramsdale towards the end of the game, because that's what he said on one of the interviews, where he regretted for 2 occasions where he didn't subs the goalkeeper. I mean, this could be probably one of the reasons, but Raya has been amazing throughout the whole game, I believe so. Just every high claims he made was very convincing. It was very comfortable for him, and for us, the viewers, the Arsenal fans, at least we get some sort of some sort of a calmness every time he go for a high claim. And honestly, distribution for David Raya was good today's game, and it might not be the most satisfying win. You can say a pretty boring win in general, but a victory at Goodison Park, it's never a bad thing, allowing us to get the 3 points, and we're sitting at 4th with 13 points at the moment. I think tying with Spurs and also Liverpool, but of course both of those teams have a much higher goal difference than we do. You guys can say that none of the games that we've played so far has looked convincing. So, but you know what? Next Premier League game against Spurs is going to be a tough one, because Spurs have been amazing. Even though the last game that they played against Sheffield United, it looks very, very nervy for them in the end. But I mean, credits to them. They got the winner. That's all that matters, right? It doesn't matter what the process, the journey is, but at the end of the day, the result matter, especially for Spurs fans. I mean, the coach, Ange, I don't know how you pronounce his name. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but Ange, great manager. Seems like a very likable guy. And I hate to say that, especially off a Spurs manager. So let's talk about a little bit of Nicolas Pepe and also Cedric News. Of course, the window shut down a couple of weeks ago, more than a couple of weeks ago, and Pepe has left a few days ago, I think on the 7th of September, going to Turkey. I forgot the name of the team, but going on free. Can you blame him for that? Definitely not, because he certainly didn't write a price tag for himself. Certainly, he did an amazing job back then in France for Lille. But again, those price tag was never justifiable based on how he played. I think he worth 40 million by the time we signed him. But guess what? Who's the joker right here? Jadon Sancho, Anthony, probably another, Jadon Sancho, Anthony, both of them cost a hefty fee as a winger. I don't think they ever perform, even Mudryk as well. But Nicolas Pepe, I think he has a pretty good first and second year. But after the third year, clearly the plan for the right winger role for Mikel Arteta has changed. That's why he's not featuring anymore. Loaned out last season, and this season terminated his contract. And at the end of the day, 72 million was down the drain. And good luck to Nicolas Pepe. He had a few good moments for Arsenal, but certainly did not live up to that expectation. I don't think any of the Arsenal fans should blame him for that. I mean, he didn't write his price tag anyway. And Emery wanted, Wilfried Zaha back then, wasn't Nicolas Pepe. So nobody's to blame in the end except the person who signed him. And Cedric, I have no clue why he's still in the team. But apparently he has been registered into the Premier League and also the Champions League roster or players registration. I mean, if honestly, if we somehow are beating a team 5-0, 6-0 convincingly, the last 10-20 minutes of the game, put Cedric on. I'm okay with that, to be honest, despite could be potentially losing that clean sheet. But Cedric's still in the team. He is still in the team, so he will be. I know he's a top professional, pretty good guy, but I'm sure he might not get any minutes. But at the end of the day, it's not really our say to make decision. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the recording. Hope you guys enjoy this mini podcast. Once again, another post-match review. Finally, beating Everton at Goodison Park. And thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys enjoy this podcast. Do all the good stuff to the channel, and I'll see you guys in a bit.